and I am here to share an important message with you. Remember, every minute in the USA, a child is taken by CPS. Watch CPS Victims Hunting Justice every Monday through Friday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time to learn about the destruction of families. Join us on this journey as we shine a light on the struggles and seek justice for those affected by CPS intervention. Together, let us raise awareness and work towards creating a better future for our children and families. Tune in to CPS Victims Hunting Justice and stand with us in the fight for a fair and just child protection system.
Psalm 127:3. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him. This suggests children are a precious gift from God to be valued and cared for.
In the United States, a child a minute is taken into DHS, CPS, and so on custody. The reality is their picks are already selected, you just don't know it. Being perfect no longer matters. It's what the adopting families are looking for.
Who is it stealing the children, you ask?
From caseworker to the White House, the buck stops at all levels, just not where it is supposed to be. The services your family needs, we the people have paid for to ensure your reunification. Title 4 says, reunify at all costs. United, we stand means nothing to us when it comes to family values. Children are being ripped away from their families. Parents are reverting to addictive behaviors to cover the pain. The trauma caused by child removal is just being recognized, and the results are atrocious. Termination of parental rights is not healthy for anyone, just profitable for the people enforcing the line.
It's time Washington listens to the cries of our children, the wails of their mothers, and the rage growing in the fathers. These are our children. Keep your damn hands off them. We are coming to act on the behalf of the children God gave us to protect, and you kidnapped.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to CPS Victims Hunting Justice. I am your host, CPS Punisher, and this is our night, Thursday night. Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys get to check out the Punisher show earlier, but I would definitely do so because that was with the senator from Delaware. It was a really good interview. We got a lot of leeway, a lot of things done with him. I think he was excited about doing the interview with us. Definitely worth checking out. CPS Victims, CPS Tip and the Punisher. All right, haven't been here. It's a little scattered. Also, let's see, we got the chat right here. Boom. Wow. He's in there already. All right, let's hear it. Let's get some questions. separation rights are the color of law. Very suggestive. That's right. Is that enough? You said it here. Yes, no problem, Debbie. Glad that you. I mean, event. Herbert needs the link. Any send Herbert the link, please. Because the building doesn't work. Get Herbert in here. What's up, guys? You guys got anything new that you have questions about? Yes, that. Hey, listen, don't forget to like, subscribe, do all of that stuff. What you need to do to help us with the algorithm. That would really help. That notification bell, do all that stuff. Don't forget, guys, you guys want to send me, I got a whole album. Go ahead and email use it however you need to accept it. Please, thank you. I'm welcome to that. Also, we got plenty of all right. Let's pick up. Watch what's going on over there in Oklahoma, huh? What do we got going on? Let's pick luck in Oklahoma, buddy. I don't know what we're talking about there. Where do I want to get the information for that? Where do I want to see the information? Because I'm totally interested in. Because it seems bad enough that they're not letting everybody know about what's going on in North Carolina. Seems like the media is hiding that one. So tell me more, please. Plus pick luck. I would love to hear it. Love to know what's going on over there. Anybody out there right now that wants to come on the show, CPSV Hunting Justice at gmail.com. Send us an email and we can check that out and get you into the show right now if you'd like. Still waiting on a couple of people to come in, but I would love to hear from some of you out there that haven't been on the show yet or haven't told your stories or whatever. I would really, I'd really like that. Yeah, please. I'm very interested in what's going on in Oklahoma. There's North Carolina as well. All right, Danielle's in the house. Danielle, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm here.
Good. Hey, did you catch that Tiff and the Punisher show earlier?
No, I actually missed it. I was gonna go back and watch it here after the show.
Hey, at least you didn't lie.
So was it when the guy, the senator, was on there? Her brother-in-law?
Yep.
How was it?
Yep.
Was it
really good? I mean, we talked about how to get in touch. Most of it was about getting a hold of your politician and what you need to do to get a hold of your politician to hear you make noise to CPS.
Right?
Like, so he talked about how and the best ways for him to get him to jump on board and all that stuff. So it's pretty good. It's a very good interview. He's a really good guy. Really laid back, seems like he really cares type deal. He kind of reminds me, I don't mean any disrespect to him if he disagrees, but he kind of reminded me of Senator, what's the guy's, Josh Hawley? Hawley.
Hawley?
You don't know who Josh Hawley is?
No, I don't think I know Josh Hawley. I know John Ossoff. I was in touch with John Ossoff earlier this year and last year. That big investigation here in Georgia. So I mean, did he seem like what did he say about the whole, like just the CPS and all the corruption and everything? What did he have to say about that? Like his opinion on it all? Like
he's not blind to it, but like he says, there's two sides to the story. Like he needs to see if you were calling him up to ask him to look into it. He said he calls it unpacking. Okay. He would have his
subcommittee.
His team unpack it, and you get someone that's arguing for it, someone against it. Then try to get them to come together, figure out what the best, greatest solution would be. Pretty much.
Solution is instead of so he would actually put. Well, I mean,
he wants to investigate it, and see for himself.
Yeah,
because,
and that's So that's cool. I mean, at least that's a positive route right there. I mean, that's a positive sign.
Yeah.
Because some of them just do it for political gainship.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the thing.
The clout.
There's something called. Let me see here. Zoe Industries, I guess. Zoe Industries, I guess. But it's to help the people with the sexual trafficking that have been involved in that.
Okay. I know. Is it Tebow? Tebow had a thing for advocacy group that on LinkedIn about that trafficking, sex trafficking and stuff. And I didn't know. I mean, I know a lot of these celebrities are, you know, and he does, and it's out there. I mean, I just now saw it, but I saw it on LinkedIn. I don't know how long he's been in it, but I don't know what his involvement, like if he's had past experience with that, or if it's come about, like maybe he come across a victim, you know, maybe a foot, you know, I don't know. But yeah, he was real big. And I've noticed that here recently, he's involved in that, the trafficking a lot. Like he's advocating for that. I'm here,
Right.
but yeah, the link or something. But so,
no, keep going. That's fine.
Oh no, yeah, link, like I noticed like, there is a lot of advocate groups like with the DV, like domestic violence, and then you know you got the ones with the sex trafficking, child trafficking, all, labor, you know, all that, and then you got but they really, it all plays under CPS. Like it's all still under the Child Protective Services, because I mean, some way, somewhere, somehow wouldn't you think Child Protective Services is involved if I mean, most of these cases, I mean, and that's, I don't even know where I was going with that. I had a brain fart. I'm sorry. I was going somewhere with that. I really was.
Like, this is going to be amazing.
Look, right? Look, it just, I had the bubble, but it's not there now. But no, it's, because I noticed I was in a group talking, and it was a lot of like marriages that when they got divorced, you know, you have the husband and wife, they're fighting, you know, over the kids, and it led to a DV situation or something, and I'm like, why isn't all CPS cases under the same? It's under CPS. Like if they're involved with CPS, wouldn't it be? And then Miss Fowler had a good question yesterday. She's like, why isn't everyone coming together and doing like voicing their, and I, you know, and people,
I mean, how much more do we need to promote it on this show, right? Like here it is,
right?
I mean, this has been my call forever, right here. Back it up.
Yep. And
put us all
why
in one group.
Like my big question to parents is, what is making you not want to speak up? What is holding you back from, what are you scared of? That's my big question, especially like here in Georgia. What are you scared of? What, I mean, are you afraid that you're going to lose your children? I mean, true, but why not fight for them instead of bowing down to these people and making it like be a part of the change, part of the solution. Like, let's fix this. Let's get this. Parents don't realize how much power they have, and that's why these people, they bully on us. And because once we do, and we start calling them out, that's when they start getting worse. But hey, you got to have the strength, and I know it's hard. I know it is, but you got to have more faith in yourself and believe in yourself more. These are our kids. These are our future. This is America's future. So, I mean, and even in the United Kingdom and overseas, they're going through it. I mean, these are our this is what's going to be in our future. Like when we, you know, I mean, and wouldn't we want a brighter future for our kids as well as our grandchildren? And, you know, so why not step up and fight for your kids? Why let somebody bully on you? We don't like it happening in the schools, do we? So why in the heck are we going to let it happen to our own families? Like, no. Like, and that's my big question now is, what is holding these parents back from retaliation? Yes, Tammy, you are correct, retaliation. But what, and like say, okay, retaliation, they're going to retaliate in no matter what, really. I mean, like in some way, shape, or form. But what can we do to help these parents get the strength and the courage to stand up with us? Because they buckle too quick under pressure. I mean, it's like I've seen so many parents standing so strong, like ready. I mean, like we're on the front line ready to go, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden they buckle. They're gone. Well, they fall up, they're gone.
So I want to pipe in on what you just asked.
Yes, please do. I would.
Okay. To get these parents to stand up and have their ground and to not buckle under the pressure. They need to not be attached to these contracts of CPS. They do not have to contract with CPS.
So it's really they need to know their rights for one, which a lot of them and you know I what is this? Debbie says Tiff is saying that they tried to call the play therapist and they have not, and they're trying to call their own shots. They're trying to make their own rules, procedures, rules, and policies. They're trying to make their own statutes and codes. They're making their own way. Like each caseworker can be different. Like I've had 2 of them, and they're like night and day. And I'm like, you know, have I lost my kid yet? My kid's in Texas. I'm 4 states away from my son. My son's in a residential treatment facility. And my kid was taken, not from me. My mother died. My mother passed away. So I lost my mom and my son at the same time because of a family member that is wrong and just very toxic, if you know what I mean. I'm sure y'all can just imagine. So, I mean, and I mean, I've never, and this is that what you meant, Tammy? Is that what you're saying? Or was she talking to somebody else? Look, Darren, I get confused with the comments sometimes.
You gotta just take them one at a time, or like close them out. Especially when you can't read the comments while you're in deep thought without doing something else,
right? Because that's when I get a brain fart.
Yeah, you're like, you gotta learn that. Like you gotta.
And like back to the parents and like Vinny said with the paperwork. You just because they stick a piece of paper in front of your face, make sure you read everything. Don't just sign something just because they say sign it. Don't. I didn't sign it. No, I didn't even get an option to have a safety plan. Nothing. Yes, everything is voluntary. Are you being charged with the crime? Are you being detained? What's the allegations? That's what you always ask. And are you on? I mean, I ask them, is there anything criminal? What? Am I on? I'm not on probation with y'all. It's civil, not criminal. And they don't. You just got to stand. You got to, and like we said, we gotta have knowledge. That's the biggest thing. A lot of, even from experience, you gotta have knowledge. And like when mine first started, I mean, and I also have a disabled brother that is special needs, and he's 37 and he's in my care. And let me tell y'all this. The Georgia wanted me to find another caregiver for my brother and focus on just my son. And that's like calling the kettle black. Like that's wrong. My brother's in the same kind of situation as the whole disabled part. Like my son is special needs. But why would I put my brother out when I'm the only thing he's got? Why would I that's like just reversing the roles, you know what I'm saying? Like putting my brother in this situation my son is in, and then but they didn't even, they had already but that's what they told me, that I need to focus on. Why can't I focus on both of them? I'm all they got. And they were, it's all retaliation. But in my case, they had no right, they had no let me tell y'all the story between mine. Mine goes back to 2011. There was guardianship in play that was in effect for over a decade. In 2022, my mother passed away. Back in 2011, the judge said he granted the guardianship, and I still had my rights. I didn't never lose my rights, but he left it up to me and my family to decide on what kind of involvement me being in my kid's life. It was me and the family. He even said in the courtroom, no DFCS, that's what we call it here in Georgia, needs to be involved. He said he sees a close, tight-knit family here that we can handle it. And they were never involved. Never. All this time. My mother passes away unexpectedly. And this is where these anonymous callers and these people that these spiteful people that maybe made somebody mad or something. But this was my own family member that is guardian of my daughter right now. Like, and it's all, she didn't, it's like, it's greed. It's why didn't this happen 5-7 years ago? You know what I'm saying? Why now? And then she don't realize what kind of what kind of mess she created for no reason. Like, it's all spiteful. Right. And so that's another thing. If you're mad at somebody, do not call CPS on them. Don't do it. Unless that kid is in imminent danger. Don't call him just out of spite. But my kid, I'll tell you, my aunt had a memorial for my mother that me and my brother that's with me here was not invited to. We were never told about it. And she took my son from the memorial and she had it at her house and took my son. And that was the last time that anybody see my kid. My aunt that's helping me get my son, my aunt and uncle that's helping me get my son now, said that was the last time they didn't even know that my son was in, because the CPS or DFCS even failed to contact them because this aunt told them that there was no other family willing or able to take him, and that I abandoned my son when she had no say over my kid at all. And she's got my daughter. It's crazy. It's your own evidence, right?
It's amazing. It's amazing how fast your family will turn on you.
And why did it take my mother to pass away for this to happen? So Nate and she's been the guardian of my daughter. Maybe it's like a mommy complex thing. Like, she didn't want me having a relationship with her because it's her and her daughter. I have 3 kids, not just my son. I have 2 girls. I have my daughter she's 17, and then my other daughter's 16. And my aunt and my cousin, which is my aunt's daughter, they are guardians of my girls. And my son, I was always in his life. Special Olympics, I have so many videos, and I'm just like, how can they? And I have evidence. I mean, that right there alone is evidence. A video of me, my nanny, and my mom at my son's Special Olympics. But I haven't been in his life in over 10 years. How could she get away with that? Like, that's all hearsay. She knows nothing. Like, she wasn't even she don't realize she had to get my mother's phone and go through text messages to find out things. That's wrong. Like, that's a mother-daughter. Like, that's a bond. Like, that's a step. Yeah, that's a boundary you don't cross. You guys, right? And I had to beg my dad to get my mother's phone back from this aunt because, I was just sitting there. Not knowing where my son was and what had already happened with him. I just saw my life just going right before my eyes. I could just see it. And what she was trying to do is break me down. And she thought it didn't work. After losing my mother, that was enough. Unexpectedly, I talked to my mom 5 minutes before. I didn't know that was the last time when I hung up with my mother that night, that was going to be the last time I spoke with her. My mom was, she had just went to the doctor and they said she was healthy. And so I don't know that story, but, I'm not even going to go that route. But anyhow, she passed and she was the guardian, and there was nothing in play. Like, I was supposed to get my son, and my aunt, I showed up to my parents' house and my aunt drug him out of the house. I hear my son saying, "Help, Mom, help Danielle, help." So, I am on felony probation. I'm not afraid to say that to anybody. I am. I've have a past, yes, but people do change, and that's no reason for me to be judged the rest of my life. Especially for someone that don't even know me in the now. You get what I'm saying? Somebody that's not even been involved with me, and definitely parental alienation is going on with my daughters, definitely, because I have to see my daughters through my 17-year-old has been talking a little. She's talking to her dad, and I'm really glad about that because I don't know. I'm going to tell you, my daughter, she's been brainwashed. She thinks it's she's been told so much lies. And I'm like, and I, you know what? I told her, I said, "I love you, baby girl." I said, but I'm gonna have to. I don't want to ruin something that in the future it has potential where we can build a relationship, a mother-daughter relationship. And because she's got to, there's 2 sides to every story, And yes, Debbie, she was very much so. And she tried to hit me where it hurt. My kids, everyone knows my kids are my world, and I will, you know, and I mean, the whole reason why they were had to be I had to get gave them guardianship was because I got in some trouble and I was going down the road, to prison, and my first thing was I had to make sure my kids were safe. I couldn't go do my time knowing my kids were out there just and especially in DFCS or the state, I couldn't do it. So I asked my mom for help before it, and I made sure my kids were with my family before I got locked up. So I went and got my kids together, and I placed them with the family members that they were with, and then we went to court. I was already in jail, and then we went to court while I was incarcerated. But that they don't talk about that date. Oh no, I mean it's wow. CPS has taken it and ran with it and did something totally like off the wall with it. I mean but and then that's another thing. Keep paperwork, keep documents, document everything, record.
Document everything. And also, yes. Only discuss anything with them by email. That's it. Right. You need to have that stuff. You need to have that stuff. So there's no discrepancies in what was said. Don't ever talk to them. If they call you, don't answer. Talk to them by email.
I only talk to them by email or text. That's it.
I wouldn't even go so far as texting. Just an email is what I recommend in my book. And I tell everybody because email can show when it was sent, how it was sent, where it was sent to. If you text, then there becomes discrepancies. I didn't get it. I didn't this. I didn't do this.
They tried. They tried.
They can try to mimic it or replicate it because let's be truthful here. They do this stuff.
They tried to do that with my aunt, as the one that's been going through the steps to get my son, my aunt and uncle. They tried to do the same caseworker that did it to me was trying to do that with her and trying to say that, oh, well, they didn't get, and my aunt was the one that told me that. And I'm like, that sounds like because the caseworker was going deleting messages and saying, hey, here's this, I didn't get it, and I'm like, what she don't realize is that we kept every message. Like, we're not, I mean, and trust me, I know you're going to run out of storage space, but don't, I mean, I'm out of storage space, but trust me, it's well worth it when it comes to our children, because these people, I mean, the stuff that they can manipulate, it's crazy. They've even blocked me off LinkedIn. Like, I can't view, because LinkedIn, you can go on there and they can see who's viewing their profiles. That's public. I mean, everything, if you're on social media, that's public record. Why not? The whole world can see you. So, and I even asked them, why block me? If y'all can hit me up on Facebook, that's how they got in contact with me about my son, was Facebook, from a fake Facebook name. It wasn't even the caseworker's name. That's how I found my son. She contacted me on Facebook. Like, I'm like, I mean, and it was not even her name. And so why can't I see them on LinkedIn? I mean, they stalk us on Facebook. They join even groups. Like here in Georgia, they've joined groups that are involved with, like, Georgia Parents Against the FCS. Like, the director out here, it was a member of that group. Is that not crazy? Like, why are y'all stalking these people? Like, why? I mean, do your job. Do your own research. Don't just try to get information. That's messed up.
Right. That's good. So remember I was telling you about this Josh Hawley guy, right? Hawley guy.
Hey.
Here's I'm gonna play this for you real quick. Josh Hawley. He just was reelected for a new term. Check this guy out. This is a senator that we need to hey, there she is. What's up? I was right here.
That Michelle.
I know. I'm
Michelle.
I didn't have an account, so I had to create an account too.
All right. Well, hey,
I know Michelle.
Let me do this Senator Hawley video real quick for everybody to check out. This guy, if you don't know him, you need to know him.
I think I've seen him testify.
Yeah, you have.
In your written testimony, that you've uncovered child recycling rings, I'm quoting it now, whereby innocent children are being used multiple times to help different adults gain illegal entry and release. Can you tell us more about that? It seems to me that the exploitation of children by cartels, human smugglers, on the scale that you're describing is absolutely unbelievable. And quite frankly, the refusal of this Congress to act, to do something about this humanitarian crisis, is absolutely unbelievable and absolutely indefensible. So why don't you tell us more about this crisis?
So in May, we had 88,000 families cross the border. That's incentivized by the fact that they can't be held for the full court proceeding. We know that for a fact. It's not a great leap of imagination to think that people might try to exploit that fact and bring a child who's not their own, maybe even the same child more than once. You referenced the cases of child recycling. We're up to 3 significant cases now. The Charleston case was referenced, but we also have one in Chicago where we had a single group. 8 children were used to bring in 36 adults.
These are rings we're talking about, 3 different instances of recycling rings.
Correct.
Yeah.
That to me is indicative of the challenge we're facing, and we're very concerned. We've only identified the tip of the iceberg in terms of these cases. We need to continue to invest in protecting these children, but better yet, a change in the law would prevent this cycle from happening in the first place.
You testified earlier about renting children. I think, was it $89 a child? Is that the figure that you gave? Did I write that down correctly?
So one of the individuals that was subject to DNA testing, one of those 109, was a 51-year-old. He said, sorry, it's not my child. It was a 6-month-old child that he stated he paid about $80, the equivalent of $80 US, to rent from the mother.
Who's making the money here? I mean, who's making money on recycling children and renting children?
Human smugglers, human smuggling organizations.
And what's the role of the cartels in all of this at the border?
They advertise it, they promote it. It's ubiquitous in Central America. Advertisements on radio, advertisements on social media. The advertisement the chairman held up at the start of the meeting. This is a very well-known fact.
So it just strikes me, I mean, we've heard it said that crossing the southern border is an act of love, but for the cartels, it is an opportunity for exploitation of children. It is an opportunity to cash in. It is about profit. It is about money. It's about their criminal enterprise. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely.
And you said just a little bit ago that it was last June that you said we have a humanitarian crisis at the border. Is that right?
That's right.
And you've requested additional funding. You've requested humanitarian assistance. You've requested more judges. And this Congress has refused to act, refused to act, refused to act. Is that correct?
Yes.
I don't think failure to act is really quite right. I think that's way too generous. It is refusal to act, because Congress could act. They could act if they wanted to, but they don't want to. That's the bottom line. And so we're dealing with children. I'm the father of 2 little boys. The idea that you would have children recycled, purchased, used for profit by these cartels and by these smuggling rings, and that this Congress would sit by and say, we're just not going to do anything, there really is no crisis, there's nothing we can agree on, is absolutely unbelievable to me. I mean, it is the worst failure of leadership that I can think of. I mean, it's just absolutely stunning. Let me ask you about one of the proposals that the chairman has made, the refugee processing centers in Mexico and Central America. How much of a difference would that make for Border Patrol and DHS if migrants from the Northern Triangle were able to apply for refugee status in their home country?
Yeah, part of the problem here is that we do have a percentage of people that have valid refugee or asylum type cases that deserve protections. And right now they're caught within that huge flow of others that are just economic migrants who are exploiting the loopholes. If we had a refugee processing center in country, we'd be able to do that in a safe place and get a result for those people that need protections, fly them safely to a destination country, could be the United States, could be another country that would offer protections, and it would be a much better process without smugglers involved, without profits for criminals.
It would help remove, right, those incentives that the cartels, the smuggling rings have in order to exploit children and to use them for profit. Is that fair to say?
Right, while still reaching those that need protections.
Yeah, because what we have we do have families that are desperately seeking asylum. We do have some that are going to have a valid refugee or asylum claims, and we have others who want to escape the conditions of their home country, understandably. And then you've got these cartels and smuggling rings who are preying upon that, who are finding ways to violate the law and turning all of that into their own profit. Is that right?
Exactly right.
Just on the details of this proposal, do you have a view on whether such refugee processing centers should be run by DHS or by the State Department, or how that ought to work?
Yeah, I mean, the State Department and the UNHCR are the organizations that manage refugee processing foreign.
And do you think that that's good, or you'd be happy with that arrangement?
Yeah, DHS has a role with Citizenship and Immigration Services. It's a partnership. I mean, it should be treated like the situation it is, like an international refugee challenge.
Wow.
Okay, they're gonna. No.
What's up? What's
no.
I just wanted you to see him. I got one more clip I'm going to pull up here.
So that's Josh Hawley. Is that what you said?
I'm just saying my head. No.
I'm gonna go. Yeah,
but here's the only thing I don't like is that they're always. I got to show you a better one of where he gets mad. But what I don't like is that they all tiptoe around the whole the CPS thing. They never talk about like here he'll talk about the migrant children and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't talk about the kids being stolen. Right here.
No.
Here we go. This is a good one right here.
They bring it up, but they don't like. It's like they talk about it, right? And they include it, but they don't put more emphasis on it. It's I mean it's a topic, but it's not like it's crazy.
Migrant children who have come across the border under your watch. We talked about the reports of the number of these children who have been lost, who have been sold into labor trafficking, into sex trafficking. Since your last appearance, the numbers have grown worse. It now approaches 100,000 children, according to public reports, 100,000 children lost by your department and the Biden administration, migrant children sold into labor trafficking and sex trafficking. Now, your Department of Homeland Security Investigations has the authority to do child exploitation investigations. How many of these kids have you gotten back?
Senator, we actually have prioritized the rescue of children who have been human trafficked. Our role in the immigration process is with respect to unaccompanied children specifically, is to turn them over under the law within 72 hours to the Department of Health and Human Services, and that is indeed what we do.
But how many of the children, nearly 100,000 children in you've read the New York Times reports, I assume, Mr. Secretary?
I have read many reports, Senator Hawley.
But do you know what I'm talking about with the number of children who have been sent to operate heavy machinery, who are not being paid, who are not going to school, who are being denied food, migrant children unaccompanied, who are now in the clutches of labor traffickers? You're familiar with this, right?
That is precisely why I revised our worksite enforcement.
Good. How many of the kids have you gotten back then? 85,000 or more now. Lost contact with. It's been months since you were last here. How many of those children have you rescued?
Senator,
can you give me a number?
You are conflating issues.
So you can't give me a number. You haven't rescued any of these children. You haven't gotten any of them back.
You are conflating issues and what is within our remit and what is outside of it.
Okay. Well, it doesn't sound to me like this is a priority, and I have to tell you, that's what your own agents tell me as well. A whistleblower from your agency of Homeland Security Investigations has come to me and has said that special agents who are working on child trafficking cases and fentanyl interdiction cases have been pulled off of their investigations and sent to the southern border. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these agents at a time, taken out of the field, taken off child exploitation cases, and sent to the southern border. Here's some of what she said. She said, we're being told to shut down investigations, to go hand out sandwiches and escort migrants to the shower and sit with them while they're in the hospital, and those types of tasks. Mr. Secretary, you're taking special agents away from investigating child traffickers and child exploitation when you've lost tens of thousands of kids to traffickers, and you're sending them to make sandwiches at the border. What is going on?
You are incorrect, Senator.
Are there special agents from HSI at the border?
Senator, we have a number of priorities. We prioritize trafficking in children. We prioritize the fight against fentanyl. We prioritize.
Mr. Secretary, you're not answering my question. You're not answering my question. Are there HSI special agents who are currently at the border, having been pulled away from other cases? Yes or no?
Combating the fight against fentanyl, yes.
How many agents are currently at the border having been pulled off of their other cases?
To fight the scourge of fentanyl, I'd be very pleased to provide you with that data.
That's not what the special agent is alleging. That's not what she said. She said that they're being taken off of fentanyl interdiction, off of child exploitation cases, off of their other investigations into criminals to make sandwiches. That's her quote. You're saying that this is a lie? That she's wrong?
Senator, we have a number of law enforcement priorities. With the resources
Is making sandwiches one of them?
We have, of course not, Senator. We accomplish a tremendous amount.
Is she wrong?
Because of the tremendous talent and dedication of our personnel, including Homeland Security investigations.
Making sandwiches for illegal immigrants. Is she wrong? This is one of your agents. Is she wrong? She says that there are 600 at least special agents pulled off of other cases, sent down to the border to babysit illegal immigrants. Is she wrong?
Senator, our personnel, we use our personnel to achieve the maximum law enforcement objective possible. That is what we do.
So you're not going to deny it?
And I'm incredibly proud of what our people do
every
single day.
This is news. Well, I want to thank this brave whistleblower for coming forward and let the record reflect that the secretary will not deny what she has said, that hundreds of special agents are pulled off of their law enforcement duties all around the country, by the way. Her testimony to me is this happens all around the country and sent down to the border to make sandwiches for illegal immigrants. This is your administration in action. It's a total failure, Mr. Secretary.
So that's what this guy's all about. He's pretty amazing.
And they're trying to beat around the bush. They're trying. They do not want to. They don't like being put under this, like the pressure. I mean, and because they know things. They know things. I don't know who has special needs children, but I don't even.
Michelle does.
I'll talk about that.
Michelle, you want to tell anybody about the story a little bit?
Could I jump in?
Yeah.
Could Herbert jump in?
Oh yeah, Herbert, go ahead. What you got, bud?
First of all,
what you hiding, Herbert? You're hiding.
Okay. First of all, I didn't like the way the guy was asking the question. He didn't zero in. Like he didn't ask, does 2 + 2 = 4? You see? He didn't do that. He let the senator just jump around and mumble jumble him. If Herbert was asking him that question, he would have come up with an answer, not the mumbo jumbo. See, it's how you ask the question requires the answer, and that's how you get these senator and these congressmen and these people to answer direct question. Direct question. Is today?
We get answers then. If they're working on, if that's a prioritized, he said it was a priority. If it's a priority, why aren't we getting answers?
Danielle,
what?
You start off with, is today Thursday or is today Friday? He can't say, well, it was a Monday, it was a Tuesday, it was a Sunday, it was a Monday, a Saturday. No, it's today, Thursday, or Friday. Yes, okay. Were these people making sandwiches? Period.
But that's
pretty sure that's what he said. The other guy jumped.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's not under he's not being in what is that word? They're it's not like, what is that word that with the criminal part? Like, you're not interrogated. Like, it's not really. Right. It's not in a situation like that, Herbert. You get what I'm saying? Like,
No.
What you're saying.
No, you have to do an interrogation with these Congress people. They don't answer questions straight. You have to hit them with a straight question and for one little answer.
Well, there's still a level of respect that you have to have in the office too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because they can come back with oh, well, like bullying or something. Like, I mean, just
that's not bullying. If I asked you right now, is the sun out? If you look outside, is the sun outside? The answer is no. The sun is not out.
Depending on the person, I'd be like, "Are you calling me?" Right. I mean, it's just they're not being interrogated. Like, it's not really. Yeah, they're being asked these questions, but but the thing is, the guy don't have the answers. That's the thing, because he knows something. That's why there's.
Then you'll get him to that point, Danielle, where he says, "I don't know if the sun is out or not."
He's not. He can't be interrogated though. It can't be an
He's not being
interrogation type.
interrogated. He's being asked a question. Is the sun out? The answer is yes or no. That's it.
Right, and they asked if he was making sandwiches, and he wouldn't answer it.
Yeah, he wouldn't answer it because they asked if these
he went
workers
mumbo
were being
jumbo
sent
all around, beating around the
border.
bush.
Because he don't like.
Don't you understand that's what they do with?
Yes.
But don't you understand that's what they do with CPS and what they're doing with you guys, and they're jerking you around?
Because yes, I do, and that's why I'm going through what I'm. Because I'm not being charged. I'm not going to be interrogated
Mr. Ono,
by
if I
these
could just
people.
start with you, I
CPS.
want to
No.
say a
Like,
particular
no.
thank you.
I'm on probation. That don't mean
No, it's not about you being. It's not about you.
trafficking,
It's
child
about the
trafficking in particular. I know
Danielle.
for 18
It's not about
years
you.
as a
It's about the people
federal
you talk
prosecutor
to. You hit them
handling
with
child
straight
pornography
little
and child
questions.
exploitation
That's it.
offenses.
What's the answer?
Those are
But
terrible crimes.
that's
that
when
have
they
to be
hit us
prosecuted.
with trying to take our
I
rights
want to
away.
thank you
You
for
know what
doing
I'm
that, and
saying?
thank
When
you
we
now
bounce
for the
back
work
at
that
them,
you
they
do with Operation
retaliate.
Underground Railroad. I mean,
So
it's just incredible. I
that
wonder
can
if
be
you could
taken
speak
in
to us a
many
little bit
different ways.
about your experience as a prosecutor and now as someone who is working to combat this epidemic of human trafficking, child sex trafficking in this country. It's a global epidemic, actually, but it's one, unfortunately, in this country, too. Can you talk to us a little bit about what you have seen in your experience about the connection between
would step up more.
human trafficking and child pornography?
We got people that are.
Oh, God.
So human trafficking is a
They're
broad
getting
term that
stronger.
covers a bunch of different types of crimes, whether it's forced labor, etc. But within that, there's the sexual sex trafficking. And oftentimes when you're dealing with sex trafficking of minors, part of the process to break down the victim or potentially advertise the victim to sex buyers, traffickers, or folks create child
when I know the
pornography,
truth.
which are sexually explicit pictures of children under the age of 18. Likewise, the flip side is if someone as a young child has been sexually abused as a child, perhaps they were victims of CSAM, child sexual exploitation material, they may not have gotten the resources or aftercare, for example, that my organization provides to get them the help that they need. Unfortunately, they become very vulnerable to become trafficked. So it's kind of like a chicken and egg problem where sometimes one will influence or increase the other.
So let me ask you this: in terms of the children who are exploited in these images, is it fair to say that many of these children were sex trafficked, that they are trafficking victims themselves?
Of the ones that we can identify, sometimes yes. The children that are depicted in the child pornography or CSAM images, some of them are trafficked, yes.
And what about the demand side of this? Because unfortunately, the reason that there is human trafficking of any kind, including sex trafficking in children, is because there's a demand for it. And
hold on a minute. I'm going to pause this right here. Now, this part right here, this right here is the exact reason why that CPS does not take children that are actually physically abused. This is why they don't take kids that have real problems. This is why they don't take any of them. Right, because they're not.
It's like
they're not adoptable.
It's like they go shopping for kids. I mean, and
they're shopping for the kid that they don't have abused. And then the other kids that they shop are the ones that they can make for money, and that's the disabled.
Right.
Yes, the disabled. That's what I was just saying. I was thinking that with the sex trafficking, because that's the one, the nonverbal, and the ones that can't speak. We got to be the voice for them, and that's
right. But we see time and time again in every state the people that they called CPS on them 35 times, 40 times. You'll see this in the newspapers, and CPS never showed up. They never did a damn thing about it. That's because these kids were truly abused. They are not here to help the kids that really need this. That's why the system doesn't work. People need to understand. They're like, well, what about these kids? Well, you want to know the truth about these kids? They don't get fucking help.
They don't.
They die.
No, they don't.
That's
I can.
There's people I know
because
in my family that should not have their kids, but they got my kids taken.
Right.
Danielle.
And I've seen, like here in Georgia, I've seen people that are like the the All-American family, and they lose their kids. But I see in maybe the county that's next to me, I've seen women that these kids don't go to school. They're dirty. and they don't ever like the kid ain't in school. Why not? Like they don't worry about, but they are a problem to the family that is doing fine. Poverty should not, like, just because you have a paycheck, you've been providing for your family for a decade, that should not be a reason to go tear a family apart. Just because, I mean, if they've been living comfortably this long, what's up? So they've been making it happen. So why poverty, but it is a big.
That's discrimination. You're not allowed to do that. And let's go with
they
the
do
disabled.
It a lot.
They're not allowed to do that either. It's discrimination.
They do it a lot.
We're coming for them. Best believe we're coming for them.
Because,
I'm done.
Like, I've seen so many families over here. There's so many families over here that have had no previous call, nothing with DFCS here in Georgia, and it just rips, just coming in and tearing. I mean, it's just so many, right? And so many of them, and it's crazy.
Because he's disabled,
and my son is disabled as well. And I know another, that's why my son's in a residential treatment facility that has been sued, and it has lawsuits against it right now for sexual abuse and all this. And they still sent my son to Texas. I even raised Cain about that in court.
Here? What's your son called?
Huh?
What do they call him over there? No, what do they call him?
Albizi. Have you ever heard? This is the most
No. What do they call him? What did they call him on the phone that night? What did they call him?
Albizi. Oh no. Okay, so Albizi was that rapper's name that they call him. The rapper that was that nasty music. Remember? Okay, so my son, I was on a video visit with him, and they were like, "Are you easy money, Alex? Are you easy money?" So they were this was when my son first was put out there. Like, and then the lady, like, she realized he was on the visit, and she's like, oh snap. But she said another word, and I'm sorry, you're on a call. But I heard them joking while the other, like, you can hear a kid cussing and everything else. And they were making fun of my son, like, pretty much being smart alecks with it. But easy money, like, are you serious? Like,
yeah.
What? And
that is what they do.
I'm like, Alex, are you easy money? And I asked him, are you Alex? Like, what's up?
I mean, what I've learned, why? Through some advice, I don't know if anybody knows. There is a TikToker. His name is Gunner or something with some numbers after it.
Gunner's on our shows.
Yeah.
What I learned from watching his videos, I am totally blown away.
Yep.
Jesus, show you don't watch that many of ours because we have a bunch of Gunner with us.
And I am infuriated, and I want to fight back.
Yeah. It boils
and
blood.
We have a women's group. We have a women's group, and I want to give you and Gunner the name of the group, so in our contact information. So I'm not running it, my friend is, but we'll definitely give you the contact information. They can contact her, and she will get contact with you and invite you to the group if you're cleared, of course. Because we want to make sure that you're not a CPS worker,
right?
Or you're not a lawyer, or somewhat, somebody that's not supposed to be.
Well, a lawyer on the wrong side, anyway.
Yeah,
because they don't want people joining that it can be
time, right?
Spies, or because like
Let me get you the information off my phone.
Well, you can email me.
Meantime,
you can email
y'all can continue.
Michelle, are you talking about the same group that I'm in with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
She is an awesome person. And ever since I've been hooked up with her, I've decided to fight and not give up. I have criminal charges on me, and they're ridiculous. And they're all because I would not leave the building because they were canceling my visit because they refused to give me ADA accommodations because of my trauma.
They did refuse ADA accommodations?
Yes,
For
they
you?
did.
Oh God.
I requested a bigger room or a bigger area, and they refused. And then they canceled the visit. They called the sheriffs from downstairs, upstairs, to put their hands on me and remove me from the building. And I had black and blue marks on my arms, and I have pictures from it.
Put into play. So this lady said, I understand almost all of it. One thing I can't figure out, maybe we can help. Every year, more lawsuits, more statutes, more oversight put into place to protect children. How do they get their claws into all of those overseers? They seem like they put the more statutes and all this to put in place, but they don't enforce it. That's a big thing.
Yes,
They don't.
that's the thing. The judges are in their pockets.
Yeah.
The judges are not real. They're imposters.
Like with the whole, if there's a lot of family out here that would help with these families and these kids, like, you know, when they first, like, if someone's in trouble with CPS or whatnot, and like when Bill Clinton was in office, like, the families first, and that was for grandparents and kinship, and I'm telling you, I'm just now hearing about this, and my mom and the guardians never did, and until just now, like, they're starting to put it in force now, and it's crazy.
Guardian items you cannot trust at all.
Don't trust any. Yeah, CASAs, don't even trust them.
You don't trust anybody.
Nope.
Do not trust anybody. Lawyers.
Nope.
GALs. Nobody.
The best person for the children is us parents. A parent is they don't know.
If you need to vent, reach out to a parent. Do not vent to any of them. Not your lawyer, not your GAL, nobody.
Carrie, drop email.
Yeah, I gotta drop the email. I'm gonna get her email and phone number.
For Carrie, yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say. Darren, I'll send the.
All right, let me rock some more of this video. Okay, hold on a second.
So that's still Josh Hawley, right? That we're listening to?
Yeah, this is still Hawley. I just wanted to show.
Okay.
Because this guy's just good. You know, like, he's really big on this. He's hip on this stuff, but we just got to get him to.
Your experience.
Or if you got an email,
does child pornography help drive the demand?
Yes, you got it right on
for
there.
human trafficking and sex trafficking of children.
It can, yes. An argument that I would routinely make before district judges in my district would be, sometimes you have individuals who are looking at images online of child pornography. And then oftentimes that will not satiate their need for this material, and they'll go out and actually commit an offense. It's no different than you walk by, and this is a very simplistic analogy. You can walk by a bakery and smell the sugary, chocolate cake, but sometimes it gets to you so much you go in and buy a slice. Again, it's a very simplistic. I'm not trying to make light of it, but that's a very simple analogy to explain it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. And again, thank you for the incredible work that you do. Mr. Marshall, General Marshall, thank you for being here. You're a prosecutor. You have been, even before this role, which is a prosecutorial one, you were a district attorney. Let me just ask you, when you recommended sentences to judges, which you would do in your role as a prosecutor, did you base your recommendation on what you thought was necessary to keep the public safe?
Senator, absolutely, and also the egregious nature of the facts that we were dealing with.
So if you made a recommendation to a judge and that judge went 90% or more below your recommendation that you thought was necessary to keep the public safe, would you be worried about the effect that might have in terms of endangering members of the community?
Gravely concerned, not only as it related to the particular case, but also the message it sent to the community about how we would hold individuals personally accountable for crimes they commit.
So in other words, if you have a judge who consistently sentences, let's say in an area, let's say child pornography, below what the government is asking for, what guidelines are asking for, you're saying that the message that sends is that you're not very tough on this, you're not willing to hold these people accountable. Have I got that right?
Absolutely.
So let me ask you this. You said also, you sentence based on the gravity of the crime. When it comes to things like child exploitation and images that exploit children, would you say that if you have an offender who has thousands of images, that's probably worse than an offender who has one or two, and that you might want to sentence that offender with hundreds and thousands more than the person who has one or two? Is that a fair thing to say?
It's fair, and in fact, it's been my practice. As somebody that has tried and convicted those who traffic in child pornography, I've had a chance to be able to see those images, because one of the things that I also do as that advocate is for that child that is in that image that has been harmed as a result of what's taken place. And so not only do we want to be able to deter that conduct, but also we want to be able to be that voice for the voiceless in this case, and those children whose images are being trafficked.
Because they often, the kids who have been trafficked, their images have been used, they often don't have anybody to speak for them, right? You come into court, the judge has got to do justice. In a way, the judge has got to do justice by them, on behalf of them, because there's nobody to speak for them. And it's not like they don't get to prosecute the case, right? A lot of times we don't even know who these kids are. We can't find them. We can't help them. So it's really up to the court to do something on their behalf. Is that fair to say?
The court is the ultimate voice.
Yeah. I wish that Judge Jackson shared your perspective, General. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. I want to apologize to Senator Hirono. I recognize Senator Booker, and she was next in line. I hope she will forgive me.
I forgive you.
Thank you. Now I recognize.
Well, if you're asking for forgiveness, I was supposed to read something into the record just to ask Senator Hirono. The NAACP Legal Defense Fund asks that we enter their report into the record. May I do that?
Go ahead.
I would like to ask for that to be entered into the record.
Without objection.
Thank you very much.
Not patient.
So yeah. Anyway, check out Josh Hawley. He's good stuff. He's a great senator to have on your. Like you're watching stuff. Okay, cool, sweet.
Is it? Can you hear me? My mic was.
On you, your question.
Can you hear me? My mic was muted. Okay.
So Michelle, where are you at with your case?
Well, I had a TPR hearing. And basically, we're waiting for a answer, but I still have criminal charges on me, and I have a criminal I have like a review hearing on the 16th, and that's to see if I got the evaluation done that they requested, which I'm not doing. Because I already had it done through CYS, and the people that they referred me to get it done with, quote unquote, is through a service that is through CYS. They were slick, but they weren't slick enough. I caught on quick.
There you go.
So I decided to go with the old one and give them an updated version of my psych eval from my psychiatrist.
Oh, okay. Good.
They don't take that, then there's issues.
So you've been to your trial? You're just waiting for the answer from the trial?
Yeah, but I got a feeling I ain't going to wait. I'm going to be filing a motion to dismiss.
Yeah. You should also be thinking about that appeal too, just in case. You should.
Yeah. That's already in the back of my head.
Right. Everybody's always thinking,
lawsuit. I got it all.
Right.
I'm
make sure when you go. Right. You're getting into this stuff. You get right into the. It's not that you're discounting yourself.
This is what we're being taught.
You need
to have to set out letters first, and you have to prepare your case.
Yep.
You don't want to use a lawyer because the lawyer is working for the court. They might want to sit there and say they're trying to help you. They're not helping you.
Right.
No.
No, put those people in check. They do work for you,
Yeah.
They're supposed to work for you. But when I kept asking my lawyer to file stuff for me, he refused. He filed one thing. He filed one thing that I asked him to file, and that was only because I kept pushing it. And he knew the judge would deny it. And that was
right. All the good things that you had to probably put in there, he didn't.
Yeah, it was for him to recuse himself from the bench.
Yeah.
So basically, that's going to give me my appeal anyway.
Right.
Because he refused. So I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, are these people, and the abuse I have endured from these people are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Them canceling my visits, giving me specific times when I have to confirm visits,
like trying to control us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just like dogs.
Yeah, and it's crazy.
Yes. It's out of this world.
It's
How long have you been dealing with it?
I have been dealing with it for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And
yeah, 'cause I see you all over TikTok and everything.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They took my kids based off of false allegations.
Right. And that's
and it was only because I reached out for help.
Another one. There you go. There
you reached out to them?
No, nothing.
I reached out to them for help.
Yep.
And they wanted me to set up a meeting to meet with my family, blah, blah, blah. Basically, they were planning to take my kids. And I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Right.
I did not see it coming.
It's no, and you wouldn't think that. I mean, it comes. I mean, it comes out of nowhere. It's like a slap in the. It's like hits you like with my situation. I mean, it's crazy. Hello,
I went through the same thing as a child because my parents weren't.
We got Canada.
There.
Yeah. We got Canada watching us, and Alberta, Canada is on the show. Hi.
Nice.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Thanks
well,
for
we got
joining us.
so our girl Josie, our girl from Canada that's usually on here. We used to have Josie Mondays. You can go back and watch those. We had Josie Mondays for almost 6 months, and she was from Canada. She just got she can no longer speak, and she can't do any sort of social media. She can do nothing. They put her down.
I'm doing it anyway. They can try it all they want.
Look, hi.
They tried to shut me up.
Right.
I was like, I'll do whatever I want, but you're not going to shut me up.
I told them they can come watch me. They can.
Yeah, well,
they come up.
It's crazy though, because here's the thing: they can still do what they do. You know what I mean? They still get it done, one way or the other. They get it done. We can all say what we want to say, but
they
it
do
comes
get
down
it.
to it. Like they got the fear of the handcuffs and the jail stuff. You know what I mean? Like that sucks.
Like
that sucks. They're able to use that power.
Out. The truth will come out. It is coming out.
The parents need to give themselves a lot more credit than what they do, and they're a lot stronger than what they realize, and they need to
and when we
not be afraid.
Numbers,
when
we break the wall and we
stand together, united, unity together, and that's because they would have
the more numbers, the better, and we take them down.
Yeah, you just can't buckle under pressure. That's you can't pack it up.
Pack it up.
Yeah. If you like, I would tell people I'm not gonna start battling back if I know I'm gonna buckle. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna. We're gonna finish this and we're gonna get it done. Trust me, we got this, and we just got to be the voice for the unspoken.
I've got bills here that we've written for alternatives for Title IV funding. I have the bills for abolishing CPS that we've written. So if you guys want those, email us. We'll send you those. Submit them to your state senators, your congresspeople, whoever does CPS. Get these things out there.
And I'm working in the group that I'm in. We are learning how to, go after them.
Yep.
And we are trying to gather enough people to file a federal lawsuit.
Yeah. Yep, we got plans. We got big plans.
And other people, like everyone that's going through this, it's good support too to be able to talk to other people, and that's what keeps. And I think that once these families, these parents, and once these parents, like when their cases first start, I mean, we've all been there. The ones that are going through it, like everyone that's probably here with us now has gone through it, so we know what it feels like when it first starts, and we're lost. Like I was just a walking. I mean, I was just here.
I was broken. I was broken.
And we have to find ourselves again, because it's like these are our children. These are. I mean, it's like ripping ripping.
My
it's
life
like
was
just
stolen
hollow.
from me.
Yeah.
Our lives were stolen from us.
And you know, and no one knows what that's like unless they've gone through it themselves. Like, this is our children. Like my firstborn. Like, come on, like that. I mean, and with no reasoning, no explanation, nothing behind it. But yet you have the other side that if you have someone that's against you or whatnot, and they're able to get away with so much. And hearsay, I don't understand. But we got to find ourselves. And that's where these parents they don't give themselves enough credit. Yet they're a lot stronger than what they think. And hopefully we can get the voice, be their voice, and get them up to where we can get them to stand up. Because I know in Georgia, there's very hard. They buckle quick, and I don't know what it is.
You may not think that they're not really violating much of your rights, and then
But
when
they
you
are.
sit down and you think about it, they're violating a whole bunch of rights.
Yeah.
I know some people that have a pending 1983, but I haven't heard any updates about it.
Constitutional rights, they have violated.
Oh yeah.
Almost every one of
But
them.
you got it. And a lot of parents, they don't know they don't know their rights, and they don't know the difference. You know, they don't know where to put these. They just don't know how to. Because I mean, we're it's not like they wake up like us. We wake up and this happens. Life don't come with an instruction manual. Neither does parenting. But
you know what does come with this instruction manual?
What?
And CPS comes for you. I have it right here. I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
There it is, right here. Check it out. Pick it up for.
Your book?
Yep, my book right here.
That's what I said. Your book. Yeah, go check out his book. It's on. You got the link?
What? Your book's out?
Yeah. So share that out, everybody. Like, share that out to your friends. Share it to people. That's the way voice this and get it out there. That, I mean, the more right. And
it's good to see you back on the show, Michelle.
Yes.
And I would. I mean, it's the more people that know, the better. Like, the more we can get it out.
Yes.
I mean, voice. I mean, because there's kids that are out there that are unseen and unheard.
We're thinking about adding men, but we're probably only going to do it on certain days to our group.
Yeah.
But it's big, and we know it's big. We know there are men, so don't think we're leaving you out. We have talked about that, and if we do add men, it will be on a separate day, because we give the option to let women know that there's going to be men there, so they don't be offended.
Most of them are DVs.
So we have to give warnings and notices. Yeah. So we're thinking about adding the men, but it will only be like certain days of the week.
So we have a bunch of things coming up after Christmas on the Tip and the Punisher show. Mm-hmm. We have a bunch of seminars that are coming up. We're doing constitutional things. We're doing all kinds of constitutional laws, how to prepare people for court. All
2025 is going to be a new. 2025 is going to be a game changer. I promise.
Well, not only that, I think we should let the viewers know.
Get copies of your cases. Get them ready.
We also need to let the viewers know that Danielle is going to be hosting a show during the day, as well. She's going to have her channel.
You,
Guess you're committed to that now, Danielle.
Right. Look, well, hey. Thanks, Vinny.
I'm seeing this message. I'm seeing this private chat. I'm like, I don't know if I want to
do it. So what better way to get it out there? That we're going to have more shows during the week. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do some updates during the week and on the weekends when it comes to Maine as well with Darren, because I've been seeing a whole bunch of stuff going on around the community in Maine. So I kind of am a part of all them groups, so I can see all that.
Most definitely.
Yep.
I see Mr.
Me too. Me Too. There's a Me Too movement. They're part of our group too.
Are they on Facebook, right?
Yeah, and I know they're on TikTok for sure, in Facebook.
Yeah.
See, that's what we
TikTok
need to do. We need to all network and get together, because once we all start hearing everyone's stories and we start sharing our stories with each other,
everybody's been talking about this for 20 years. Everybody's been saying the same damn thing for 20 years. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. And talk instead of talk the talk, walk the walk.
You
And
you cannot be judgmental. You just need to go with it.
And we can't let our emotions.
We're all in the same freaking boat.
Yep.
We're all
And you never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. So.
And we're standing there right beside you.
I got to tell Carrie the news earlier. I didn't get to tell all of you the new news that I got
power
today.
in numbers. What was that?
Well, I heard back from the Bar Associates today. They sent me a form, told me to fill it out, send it back to them, and they will start their investigation immediately.
Oh, I thought you were about to say you're going for to be an attorney, Vinny. I was like, wait, huh?
Oh, it's probably gonna be in the works too. I'm gonna look into constitutional stuff.
Well, there's this site that lists the bad attorneys, and it's something to go with the Wall of Shame.
Wall of Shame.
I don't know if anybody heard of it. The Wall of Shame.
Yeah, I've heard of it. They do have a wall of shame for attorneys and everything else. Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, and judges. My GAL that was court appointed to me, she's number 2 on the list for my state. Yeah. When I saw her name there, I was like, I went to court and I told him, I said, I want her off my case now.
Your guardian ad litem?
Her off my case. Yeah.
Look, mine don't even talk to me.
They were appointing me one They tried to say I didn't know what was going on the very first.
Michelle, there's proper ways to get rid of your GAL. Email Carrie, and we'll get you the checklist on how to get rid of your GAL.
Yeah, because they're supposed to act in the best. I mean, they're the voice for the kid, and they're not
the whole time. And I thought that she was cool. I kept calling her, kept calling her, and then the day that I got arrested, it was exactly a week later after the same day that I called her was when the charges were filed.
Yeah, they're all
see that, and I'm on probation, and that's what they've tried. They've tried every which way with me, and like
they will too.
Oh yeah, and they said to me to leave me. They even tried to treat me like I was being criminal.
Mm-hmm. There's all of us here. Let's do the last thoughts. We got Herbert in now, so
okay.
Let's do the last thoughts.
Well, where did Herbert go? Where'd he go?
He'll be right back. He's having phone issues, I think.
Well, it's not like we did. I mean, just because Herbert was out the door, we let him in. So he's not with CPS. So what's up? Where'd he go?
There's a lot of towards our end, up further, winds and snow and all kinds of stuff going on.
Keep these families over in North Carolina and Tennessee in your prayers and your thoughts,
yes, please,
because they are having it rough, and it's the 3 people. There was 3 confirmed deaths from the cold. Just
unalive.
Unalive. Whoops. And 3 from the weather. So just keep them in your prayers. And
so proceeds from my book will go to. We haven't quite figured out where to the North Carolina fund.
Yeah.
We said for top.
And well, there is that Amazon list. I'll have to send you the link to if anyone wants to get on there and buy it, get them like jackets or gloves or sleeping bags and warmth. That's what they want. Warmth, and they need volunteers.
So real quick, you guys, I have an update for you guys on that. So I just recently read an article in the town that I live in. Our town wine and food store is got a wall going, and they're going to be donating to them out there They're part of an agency out there. Matter of fact, our own 207 crew was out there. So thumbs up.
They're
Yes.
awesome. Because there was a gentleman over there, and he said that they're just. He said it's like North Carolina is being forgotten, and so I know they do need volunteers because, like, it's. I'll get more credible source on that, but I know someone that lives over there, and they do need volunteers because it's. I know. I mean, they really do need help. They really do need it because they're trying to push these people off their land, and they're trying. I mean, and they're just. Why stress them out even more than what they already stressed out enough? Like they just lost everything. How much further can you hit rock bottom? Like, I mean, when are they gonna? And it's like it never. It's like it just doesn't stop. But where's the help from the government? You know, where's the help?
Yep.
So, and they're piddle-footing around, but yet we can send money over to that over to the Ukraine.
Me and Darren both
support the war.
We read their reports a lot.
Yes. Yes, and yes, Lady P.
All right, last thoughts, Herbert.
So here
Don't let Herbert. The last thoughts is whenever you see an officer come to your door with CPS and they want to come in and they don't have the warrant, don't let them in. Just advise them that they have to show some documentation from the judge that they could come into the home.
Yeah, you don't have to show. If they don't have nothing to get, if they do not have a warrant with 2 signatures, do not open your door.
I'm in Georgia, Lady P.
And Michelle, what's that group you're going to send us to? And then it's your last thought.
Trying to remember. We changed the name. Oh, Great. It's called Great. We're changed the name to Great. It's something. You're gonna kill me because I don't remember. Short term, from all the trauma.
Of course.
But I'll send you the name and stuff, and
Okay,
also I am gonna give you the phone number to contact her. And because she would like to talk to, she talks to the people first.
Yep.
That's just the type of person she is.
Right.
She likes to talk to them, get to know them, and and let them know that she's there to help them. And this is what we do. We get to know them, and we're here to support you. And if you need help, we're here. We all have each other's numbers, and we support each other.
Reach out. That's when you're going through something like this. It's good to reach out. It's very good to
want
people you need
to support you.
Because the thing is, it's still happening. Mary says, "Wow, because of CPS, especially they took the kids, stripped their rights, isolated them, and get their
Nope. Still get contact with us because we're going after them for that too."
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Last thoughts, Michelle.
Sounds like a.
What, Vinny?
What? Am I doing last words next?
No, Michelle, are you done with your last words?
I'm good.
All right. Yeah, go for it, Vinny.
All right. My last words are going to be this. Remember that you have constitutional rights. You do not have to let CPS in your house without a warrant, without a court order. You don't even have to answer the door for these people or contract with them. You do not have to contract with these people. That once you're in that contract, you're screwed. You screwed yourself. So just remember that.
Okay.
All right, Danielle.
Document everything. Keep fighting. Voice yourself. Put it out there.
Anything. Nothing.
Voice, just voice how you feel. I mean, just because people will listen. Like the more that we speak, the more we're being heard, and but we just need more. Like pack it up. That's right. We're gonna pack it up. We are. We gotta stand together, and let's help build this to like get these other parents out here that are going through it, that are just lost. I mean, we've all been through it, and we're strong,
or
and
even
we can be the
parents that are
voice.
willing to fight for us, to support us through the, like when we go to like, what do you call that? Demonstrations, like
seminars and stuff.
Yeah. When we go to like try to get people to join. I don't know how to explain it.
What can Canadians help? You can email us at. You got the email, Darren, so he can reach out, and we can get with you and send you how to help, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking that, and I appreciate because North Carolina is that is something that I would never. But they're strong. I mean that group over there, they are so giving and very. I mean they're awesome people, and they don't deserve what they're going through. They don't. I mean this email.
Yes, you got it up on the screen right here.
Right.
Any donation
that we
can help too, towards the what is that called? The I can't forget what that's called for the group.
What?
Oh, the workspace thing. To have the actual meeting, because we have to pay for that.
Or the Google chat.
Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay, Zoom. Yeah. I was like, look, I'm thinking like everybody got the question mark above their head.
I have trauma. I'm sorry. It just takes me.
You're fine, baby. You're fine. Me too. I promise. Like I cannot multitask.
Are we doing last words, or we're still talking? We're still communicating.
We're doing last words.
We're still communicating.
We're doing last words, but we have people. Herbert, you showed up the door with CPS. I'm not letting you in. What's your last words, Herbert?
Yeah.
My last words is that if you see an officer come, my last words are, if an officer comes to the door and with CPS, don't let them in.
Right.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.
The world getting crazy, baby, chill. Don't medicate, just meditate. You waking up now, well, baby, you hella late. Educate, look at what's going on, let it resonate, accelerate. Find your inner hunger like you never ate. Agenda is to push the hate, separate and segregate. Don't celebrate quite yet, the storm is coming, Q, for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate and penetrate. The values of our country and our God is what they desecrate. My fighters ain't no featherweight, pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait till we come together, congregate, and then we liberate. Praying that you give me strength to find some love amongst the hate. Marching on these streets of blood till I see the golden gates. Troubadour and troubled souls, one of God's servants. Blades out, cut the grass till we see the serpents.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest it. Suspected something's going on, but chose to just neglect it. Deflected by some breaking news, oh, we just accepted. Expected just to fall in line and follow their perspective. Don't question their objective, but I got a lot of questions. How these kids molested, but nobody's been arrested. Read it in the testament, these children are protected. So I'm fighting all these terrorists, both foreign and domestic. Refuse to be directed, blind, not a sheep. Only kneel to my God, so I'm dying on my feet. Silence when we speak, but there's violence in the street. I've been rolling with the punches, I can't take it on the cheek. Drink from a glass half full, I'm optimistic. People are sadistic, so vicious and malicious. Praying for assistance to overcome opposition, or I'm gonna start resisting and then I'll pray for forgiveness.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now. 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 One day, one day, one day. Oh, one day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show